What's going on, guys? King Trats here, back in the video on the channel. And today, this was a freestyle, but I think we might have got onto something here. I made some jerk fried rice. Now, normally I was just gonna make some jerk chicken and some rice. I didn't really feel like cooking, but at the last minute I said, you know what? Let's kind of spice this up a little bit. So let me take you through the process. Same jerk marinade we always use. It's the Grace brand. I love that stuff. I use the mild and the hot at one time because the hot is a little too hot and the mild is a little too mild. So we do it just right. Marinated that about 2 hours. It's even better if you can marinate it longer, but I didn't decide to do this until like super late. So after we marinated that, put that in the air fryer, 350, 30 minutes, same vibe. Then we chop that up. Meanwhile, we also got our rice going, basmati rice. We just washed it. Then we add a little bit of curry powder, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder. Let that ride. Let that cool down. Put some pepper, slice some peppers up. Let those roast up in the frying pan. I didn't use oil yet because I don't want to use too much oil when I cook. So once those are roasted off, we took everything off. We got our 2 tablespoons of oil. You can use any kind of neutral oil. Try not to use something like olive oil because it can overpower. We add a little bit of garlic to that, a little bit more jerk seasoning to that, and then we added our rice in, let that get up in there, stirred it up, add a little more jerk seasoning. We added some of that browning seasoning as well as a little bit more of the jerk marinade into the actual rice, stirred that up, re-added our chopped up jerk chicken as well as the chopped up pork. Let that cook down just a little bit to let that get, we plated it up. And that is what you see on your screen right now, gracing you. And it looks fantastic. You know, we gotta get that. Look, it's an inadvertent thumbnail. Where's my focus at? There it is. See? Thumbnail time. I probably will use that as a thumbnail. I used to hold myself up on IG all the time, so I don't know. It's kind of a habit that's dying hard. We don't like forks here, but we do like, see that? See the jerk chicken in there? A little bit of peppers in there. The drool is so bad. You know what this reminds me of? If you ever had rasta pasta, the flavors remind me of that. You just didn't add the cream. And obviously, oh man, you have rice instead of pasta. Just call this rasta rice. Y'all should make this. You could even add like some cream up in here. Make yourself a little like cream sauce and then throw the rice in. Maybe a little cheese. Maybe a little cheese. That is good. It's like my normal jerk chicken and rice, but we just elevated it, just ascended. Why am I using big words? Don't let me go back to Habit Burger. Do this instead. And that's the crazy part though. There's more people that'd rather watch that Habit Burger than watch stuff like this. Is it because people can like relate to stuff like that, like franchises? Maybe you like were interested in trying Habit Burger. I always wondered that. Because making content is a very weird thing. And I've talked to people over the years about stuff like this, but even when I was just doing stuff on IG, I used to make stuff where I was like, man, this took a lot of time, you know, I feel good about this. And I'm not the type of person that necessarily like makes content going, oh, I'm gonna get a lot of views. Like, I don't do that. I tried Habit Burger because I never tried it before, and I just wanted to try it. But even back then, I would do some kind of intricate meal, and people really wouldn't care. And I was like, no. But then I'll post like a Big Mac. I don't even eat Big Macs, but like a quarter pounder with cheese, and people are like, oh, that's amazing. Do more of this. And I'm just like, what? It's weird like that. You know. That's not a complaint. It's more of like, it's always been that way, wondering out loud, where I did 2 kinds of content, which I still basically do. The only thing that's different now is I don't review as many snacks as I used to. because they're boring to me. And I've been over that. You know, a lot of people that were from like the Instagram days when it was just that will be like, you know, where are the snack reviews? And I'm just like, they're boring to me. You know? It's like once you've done Oreos, I don't care what they put in them. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? I still will review Oreos and certain kinds of snacks, but I used to review anything. Anything I found. Ooh. I got a new drink today. This right here is it's sugar-free strawberry sun-kissed. Obviously it's not carbonated, but that is would like that. I love the spices in this, man. Oh man. But yeah, I review every Little Debbie snack, every Tasty Cake snack, Hostess, like didn't matter, Twinkies. But once I did it for like a year, after that year, everybody puts out the same stuff over and over again. So I'm just like if I get like some exclusive stuff that comes from like maybe somebody shipped it to me, that's different. Like I still don't mind that because I haven't really done stuff like that. But like the Hostess stuff, I don't know. Like how many times can you put out a pumpkin something? You know what I'm saying? I just like, it just got old. Where I didn't even really know what to say anymore. I would eat them like, okay, it's pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin. See you later. And you probably noticed there hasn't been any pumpkin stuff on here because if you're from those days, I don't really like pumpkin stuff. I'm not. Some people are like team basic, you know, they love it. I'm the other way. There's like 3 pumpkin products that I like. No exaggeration. Trader Joe's put out a pumpkin cookie butter a couple of years ago. I don't know why they didn't bring it back yet. That stuff was like serious. If they ever bring that back, I'm gonna get like 42 jars of that. And I like some like pumpkin pie type of stuff. But like pumpkin spice cereals? Nah. Pumpkin Oreos? Nah. Pumpkin any cereal? Nah. I haven't really seen it as much either, which is crazy. People are starting to do a little more stuff, but I'm enjoying doing more of like the fast food stuff, the highest rated stuff. Like I enjoy doing that. It's new and it's stuff that I've never tried before. Like you can flavor a Twinkie differently, but it's still a Twinkie. Same thing with Oreos. But when you get a completely different person cooking something and seeing the difference between one pizza place and the next, I just enjoy it. And for anybody out there who makes content of any type, like I don't care if you're like building birdhouses. No matter what it is. Even just work in general. But the number one priority in anything you do, especially if it's a hobby. Now, if it's work, you got to do some stuff you don't want to do. It comes with the territory. You know. But content, especially if you're your own boss, but you get what I'm saying. Number one, your mental's got to be there. Like, you can't hate what you do. If you're bored doing something and you're electing to do it, you got to change up something. I just missed my whole mouth with a pepper. I'm not going to edit that. It is what it is. But you got to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, it'll show in what you do. Like, if I was making content I didn't want to make, legitimately, you'll be able to tell. I would be sitting here like, I don't want to. And that's kind of why, like, the eating challenge just kind of went by the wayside a little bit. Because it got to the point where I was like, okay, well, what challenge can I do now? What freaking whole menu can I, you know what I mean? Like, once I got through every menu, it was just like, okay, well, what the hell am I going to do now? I'm just going to start making shit up. Like, just to do as many calories as possible. And I'm not knocking anybody who does it, because there's a lot of people that do it. And, I mean, as messed up as it sounds, it's kind of a gift. And those were my most viewed videos. When you look back on my channel, if you look at the eating challenges section, by far, my most viewed videos. But, so I just didn't enjoy them that much. I enjoyed the challenge sometimes, but it's extremely dangerous to do something where you're putting that many calories in your body and you don't really feel like doing it. Imagine that. Imagine eating beyond capacity. And you're like, man, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like eating 10,000 calories in Taco Bell. And you do it anyway? That just ain't me, bro. You know? Like, I've always been the person that, even when I was just making videos in the beginning, like, I'm always gonna keep it real with people, you know? Am I hanging up the cleats? No. There very well might come a time where I start doing them a lot again. But I don't want to be... I intend on making YouTube videos for a long time, you know? And I don't want people to expect me to be doing challenges every week for the next 4 years, for the next 3 years, for like, bro. I would eventually have gotten to the point where I would have been sitting there just like miserably shoveling food in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bad idea. So you gotta love what you do. The highest rated thing just became more fun for me. I don't have to finish the food. I have to force myself to not finish it sometimes, but I'm always a foodie at heart. I have a weird gift of being able to eat a lot. I don't know how the hell it's a gift, but it's not what I want my like thing to be. You know, when people think of my content, I don't want to be like, you know, like I do those crazy eating challenges. Like, there's a lot of those, and there's a lot more people that are better at it than I do, and I'm gonna just leave it to the pros, bro. I'm like a semi-pro. I'm a college eater. How does that? I played college eating. I didn't go to the league for eating. I played college eating. Them boys in the big leagues, you know, the Matt Stoney's of the world, the Beard Meats Foods of the world, the Eric the Electrics of the world, like those, you know. And there's a lot more. Randy Santo. I can go on and on. You get what I'm saying? Them men, them boys, and women. There's some women who do it too. I've seen. They built different. They are built different, you know, and that ain't me. You know, I'm not trying to get to the Nathan's eating 68 hot dogs and I can't. No, bro. I'm so all set. You know, I had to look at it and be like, yo, like, what is my end game for this? What do I want to do? You know, and if somebody told me right now, you had to do one thing, pick the content, pick what you want to do, you can go do it. I would do highest rated all over the freaking world, bro. That's what I would do. And lowest. But the lowest stuff is more for you guys than me. Like, you know, some people are like, oh, do more lowest rated stuff. And they are hard to find. You know? I've gotten like 3 or 4. Because places with low ratings, they don't keep up their internet reviews. They take them down. And a lot of them closed in 2020. But I will go all over the country. Not necessarily diners, drive-ins, and dives. But that kind of format, you know, I feel like that show was always one of my biggest inspirations, along with Man vs. Food, as funny as it sounds. So, if Man vs. Food today, tomorrow said, hey, you want to do it, like, I might have to reconsider. But there was a reason why Adam Richman quit, and it was that. People have a thing with him, but if you look it up, you know, they think that he quit because of his health, and that was not the case. He actually practiced fasting. He would do a ton of cardio beforehand. He would work out after. Things that I did. I don't know what kind of supplementation or how his diet was other than that, but I do know that he was doing preventative stuff. And what he said was he didn't like the mental part, the physical way he felt afterwards, not his health, just how he felt, which is true. When you eat 13,000 calories in Taco Bell, I've done it twice, you feel like shit, bro. Like the next day, you feel like ass. You can't not feel like ass. And he got to a point where he just didn't have it anymore. Like, he didn't want to do it. And I was nowhere near that point. I just looked and said, is this something that kind of content I want to be putting out every week, every Friday? I was doing it every Saturday. And I was like, not really, no. You know, I would never have, and no one ever did, thank goodness, because I probably would have stopped a lot earlier. And I didn't stop, but I'm just kind of showing you where my head was at with that. people will be like, when people see me, because it does happen, if I go places, go out, whatever, especially in this area. At this point, I've reviewed a ton of restaurants in the area, and people have happened to catch it because they go there. And people will be like, oh, you're that food guy. I like being the food guy. I don't want to be the eating challenge guy. I want to be the food guy. Like, I cook some stuff. I eat some stuff. I order some stuff. You know, there will be some challenges. Like, if I see something where I'm like, all right, let's do that. But if you do remember, if you were around back then, the first eating challenge I ever did was because people were tagging me in that McDonald's, like, the $2,500 eating challenge, where it was like, you know, a quarter pounder, a double quarter pounder, like, I think it was like 30 or 40 McNuggets, you know, fries and 4 drinks, and people were like, could you do that? And I was like, I want to find out. That's how it started. I didn't wake up one day and say, hey, I want to be a competitive eater. I wasn't like that. It was literally, I was just doing mukbangs, you know. So I was like, yo, I think I could do that. You know, I think you got an hour. I think I did it in like 20 minutes. And I don't eat fast. So for me, when I was racing against the clock to eat, like, it was really unenjoyable. Eating as much as I want wasn't that unenjoyable until you got towards like the end where shit got cold and you were just eating to like finish. And it was like, you know. And last, that's not like the message like that I necessarily want to like give out. I'm not sitting here preaching health and wellness every day. You know, some people catch the videos where I talk about it, but that'll always be my priority, like my health. And it didn't do anything to me health-wise. I did plenty of, you know, I got plenty of blood work done, which people ask all the time. You know, I obviously consulted with my doctor. They knew what I was doing. They would give me, obviously, like more extensive blood labs than most people would normally get in a routine. I was getting everything. You know, they would check under the hood, the tires rotated, all of it. So, clean bill of health. And they were like, wow, like you have a good grasp on your body and how it works. And I was like, I mean, I've been doing stuff like this for a while, so yeah. But waking up on a Sunday morning, trying to watch soccer with, you know, sodium hands. I mean, nah, bro. You know. Whereas now, it's more just a vibe. You know. I'll still do some. Spicy challenges are the same. I have to watch with the spicy stuff, though, because ulcers are hereditary in my family. And I don't want to get to the point where I start getting them, but the last gummy bear I did a little nitro. It's the hottest gummy bear. That. We were supposed to sit there for like 5 minutes. I sat there for 20 minutes. The video is there. And I was fine. But my stomach afterwards, they call it a gut bomb. I've been watching a lot of those dudes on TikTok, like the real spice guys, like, you know, not necessarily like the younger kids, but like the older ones who like talk about the science behind why they eat the spicy food and stuff like that. I don't care about people necessarily eating spicy stuff, but I like to know, you know, the science stuff behind it and like the aftermath and what it does to you. The people that get full disclosure, those kind of people. And you know what I'm saying? They talk about something called gut bomb, which is not your mouth pain. It's not your throat, which does happen. Your throat can close. I have felt like hard to swallow when I've done like the really spicy ones, but the gut bomb is when that hot is sitting in your stomach. And, you know, you're just trying to down milk because it feels like your stomach is on fire. Like, it's painful. And with the last gummy bear I did, I was fine with the heat in my mouth. I was fine afterwards. But like 3 hours later, it was sitting in my stomach and I was like, man, that fucking hurts, bro. Like, that's what people don't understand. You might be able to withstand doing the 1 chip challenge, you know, and things like that. But later on, you're going to pay for it. And when I tell, there's another one that's crazy too. Man, this is so good. People always ask me, and I don't get as many questions like this anymore because I don't do a lot of crazy eating challenges anymore. But the amount of toilet comments that you would get, like, oh man, you were paying for it on a toilet later. And I'll do McDonald's, Burger King, you know, pizza, all that. I was fine. The ones that got me, full disclosure, were the spicy ones, bro. You ever... People probably don't want to hear this, but y'all need to hear the science, bro. Okay, listen. You ever try to use the bathroom? The number 2? After doing something like that? Have you ever had, like, some chicken wings or something that was kind of spicy and you felt it? When I tell you, if you do like a one chip challenge, something where it's like millions of Scoville units type of stuff, bro, it feels like there's like a burner. Like it's like fire, bro. It hurts. You know, so you have to really build up a tolerance for that kind of stuff. And you that have been watching videos for a long time know I have not tried to build a tolerance at all. I'll just grab the one chip and do it. I'll just grab, and if you look on TikTok, Instagram, people like me, normal people, not like spicy people that do it, a lot of them don't even finish. And I haven't failed the spicy challenge yet. Because it, technically speaking, is all like that mind over matter type of stuff. And I have a lot of willpower when it comes to stuff like that. You know, you give me a challenge, like, if I have to just sit there, I'm gonna try my best to take it. So, they hurt, but there's still some coming with that. There's one, and I'm not doing this one. There's no way in hell. I'm like, I don't care. Y'all could try it. No. I saw a dude do this on TikTok, and he is a person who eats spicy stuff all the time. It's just like, I think he owns a store of spicy stuff. Like, that's his passion, which is dope. My passion is food. But his is like the capsaicin. I'm not built like that. I just handle it. Like, I'm gonna do it. But the one I saw is a pure capsaicin. If you don't know what that means, it's extract. It's like 16 million Scoville units. The one chip challenge is like 1.5 million, and it's hot as hell. I think Low Nitro was 9 million, which it didn't taste like 9 million in your mouth, but it did feel like it in your stomach. So it's almost double that. And what you have to do with this is just a piece of bubble gum, like hard as a rock bubble gum. I watched it. It's on TikTok. You have to chew this piece of gum to the point that, like, you know, it's pliable, and you have to blow a bubble. That's the whole challenge. And I watched this man do it. And to this man's credit, he didn't really give a reaction, but he was talking. He was like, this is the most painful challenge I've ever done. And he blew 3 bubbles. And this man, who does professionally hot shit for a living, said it was by far the most painful challenge he's ever done. Now I watched this many, like 3 one chips in one sitting. I love a good challenge, but that? No. Could you imagine if you accidentally swallowed that bubble gum? Like, you wave bye-bye. I'm good. Yeah. Like, I see these kids on TikTok where they eat like a jalapeno and they put like Takis in it and put like hot sauce on that and sriracha on that. That's hot. But that's a different level of hot. And I'm not, no. That's the crazy part. I know those type of videos get a lot of views. But you gotta enjoy what you're doing. When you don't enjoy what you're doing, and it can be potentially dangerous, you can hurt yourself. I don't want to do that. You know? Like eating challenges, whoops. My battery died, and I thought I lost the footage again. That's happened to me twice. It is a very sickening feeling. And people ask me this all the time too. They're like, why are you always staring off? Because I do this a lot. When I look this way, there's a red dot over there. And because I've multiple times accidentally had a battery die, accidentally pressed record the wrong, like it wasn't recording. I've done it so many times that I'm getting like, it's like a habit where I'm always looking over there. So, I try not to, but that ain't easy. I could also make awkward eye contact too, like. Who's gonna blink first? I'm gonna blink because this is weird. I just feel like kind of sus just staring into the camera while, you know. Good man. I'll make this again. I've done the Rasta pasta a few times, but I wanted to try it with rice. With our fried rice. I would have never in my life thought that I was sat here and ate all those peppers, chopped them up. You couldn't get me to eat any of that when I was a kid, man. I was sitting here chomping away on some freaking peppers. Come a long way. Long way. Anyway, tomorrow, some sort of unfiltered. It'll either be me or the 2 mission. It's funny because some people were like, you know, I really like the alone ones. And some people were like, oh yeah, I couldn't wait. You know, Sam is back. And obviously, it's like my brother. Like, I like when he's in the videos too. But, you know, I can't force anybody to make videos with me. That this is my channel. You know, people are like, when is he going to make his own channel? Like, that's not his personality. You're lucky you got him to do that. Like, you think I haven't ever told him, like, listen, you could do this. Like, people, I get up to him all the time. But, again, comes back to what I was saying before, which is you have to enjoy what you're doing. And while I think he enjoys doing like a video or two, I don't think he would enjoy putting videos out all the time like I did. Like, that's not his personality, you know. It's not in everybody's DNA to want to sit down and, you know, talk to a camera every night. It's weird. Like, I'm in my house talking to an object. Like, y'all are watching it, but, you know, it's not normal. It's not a normal thing, and it's something that I think a lot of people who do these types of videos have to get used to. Because I talk to myself all the time, it doesn't bother me. That's where me being crazy is a good thing, because I can sit here and have a conversation. You can turn this camera off, and I could do the same thing. No cap, no joke, like, for real. You know, I've been talking to myself since I was able to talk. You know, they say that's a thing that geniuses do, by the way. Look it up. Yeah, they say Einstein used to talk to himself all the time. Couldn't do nothing about that wig piece, though. But we all have our faults. Anyway, that was delicious. Tomorrow, I don't know what kind of video, but there will be some sort of unfiltered. If I'm lit by myself, I tend to rant and curse a lot more than when I'm with, you know, other people, because I think my ridiculous amount of cursing gets him. I think he gets uncomfortable when I talk about certain stuff, because he don't like talking about things that I like talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, the subject matter is always different. That's why it's different when I'm by myself, because when I'm by myself, like, I really don't give a shit. But I will respect other people's boundaries because I'm not a jerk. You know what I mean? Like, when people are like, who cares? Like, I'm not like that. Like, I respect boundaries with any human being. I'm a respectful person, so I'm not going to disrespect somebody that is in my vicinity and start talking about stuff or whatever if that makes them uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Like, don't make people uncomfortable just because you're trying to be, like, controversial. Like, that is who I am. It's not an act. I'm like that. Like, I'm really with the shits, but I'm also gonna be respectful. I don't try to disrespect nobody, especially somebody that I consider like family. You know what I'm saying? So if it's me, I'll probably be cursing a lot more, and it is what it is. Except for there was like one Banana King video where I was like we were lit. And I was like damn near falling asleep on camera, bro. Yeah, it happens, man. Sometimes I be tired, bro. Like, y'all don't get it, because like I gotta be up in a couple of hours, bro. And when I do those videos, like the unfiltered ones, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I have been at work from like 8 a.m. to like 8 p.m. on a Friday, and I come home, you know, whatever I gotta do for like an hour or two, and I'm right back out the door. You know, I go home, take my dogs out, you know, change my clothes, shower, all that stuff. Might shave this fucking thing on my face, and you know, I'm back out in LA, so I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference to me. Like, if I can stay up if I'm just chilling in my house because it's like low key. But if I'm out, like I gotta be standing up and talking to those people. I'm an introvert, but I'm also an extrovert. Doesn't matter. But I'm not a little Uzi. Anyway, we'll be back. Delicious. Try that tomorrow. More content. I love y'all. The hand signs. They made it to YouTube.